It's gone well.
One of the biggest and most complicated areas of the submarine is the command deck, the nerve centre of the boat, built as a separate module in another part of the shipyard. The command deck module is 22 metres long and weighs 180 tonnes. It contains the navigational controls, sonar, communications and weapons systems. The captain's cabin is on the top deck, while the second deck is where food is prepared and the crew eat, sleep and relax.
We put all the combat system together here, make it talk to each other, and then the CDM gets fleeted from here down to the submarine and inserted back in the submarine. This is called the sonar cab space. Various equipment's in here, the processing for the sonars, for the networks, for the command systems. I'll show you the sound room. This is where the sonar sets are. This is all the command system now. All the sonars and all the other equipment's on board pass all their information across to these desks. Okay, carrying on aft. This is the commanding officer's cabin. Again, at the moment it's pretty bare. The captain is the only man on board who has a cabin to himself. He's the sole occupant of this one. This is the lower deck of the CDM, which is mainly accommodation. There's 19 bunks in this space, quite cramped, but nothing different to what submariners are used to and have been used to for many years. When I was in the Navy, all we had was a bunk light. Nowadays they have iPod chargers, they have all sorts. Okay, coming to the after end of the command deck now, we have both the junior rates and the senior rates messes. This is where they live when they're off watch as well. And the final compartment is the galley, or the kitchen. It's got every possible modern convenience. Everything. I don't know, it's got more than my kitchen has. There's a little bit of finishing off still to do, but we're not far off completion, whereby this will then be transported down to the DDH and slotted into the submarine.
Once the units are fully fitted out, they can be joined together.
We're going right through this unit to the next unit, and we're going to go down the tank.
A job for the welding team.
There's always one squad on nights, one squad on days, and we will be on the job until it's finished.
It's hard work. I'm on my second t-shirt now. I'm sweating, I'm tired, and we're going to be here till about 7 o'clock today, so.
We all have a section each, start at the same time, finish at the same time more or less, and hopefully the results are all the same. The welding's good.
Compared to some of the spaces on this submarine, this space is big.
This is my job down here. I've got to crawl down this gap and this ladder to get down.
The job will take over 2 kilometres of welding to complete, so the team will have to work in unison, with accuracy being key to ensure the units are in perfect alignment.
The other side of that bulkhead is a nuclear reactor. To the right we've got the command deck module goes in this side. This is my gun, press the trigger and the gas comes out first, then you let go of the trigger, the wire obviously feeds out with the power going through it. If you get too hot, get too dry mouth or lose too much fluid, you've got to come out.
Heat wise, it's the same everywhere. It's extremely hot wherever you go, as you can see. No, it is hot, it's hard work, it is a hard job to do.
It will take 8 welders working day and night shifts, 3 weeks to join just 2 parts of the submarine together. And the tanks they work in can reach temperatures of up to 130 degrees.
On a job like this, we'll be doing miles of welding, yeah. Absolutely.
We use coils of wire, and I think they hold about £10 of wire on them, and we can put then 1, 2 in a shift easy. So there's a lot of welding involved.
I take pride in my work. I think a lot of the welders do.
Yeah, it's a bit of a challenge now and again, so yeah.
Have a challenge with each other as well, though, don't you? I mean, when you're welding, it's got to be right. have a bit of a laugh over it, bit of a dig at each other, so you take pride in your work that way.
Jed's worked in the yard for about 25 years now. He left school when he was 16 and went straight into the yard, left in the June and went in September. I like it because I think it's permanent, it's stable, you know, he's got a good job there, and he's home from work within 5 minutes. A welder's a very, very manual job, very dirty, and he has to get into some sort of tight spots that I certainly couldn't get into, so...
Once the welding is finished inside, the team move to the outside of the hull to complete the job.
It's quite an important job. If anything goes wrong with the job, it goes on my record. I did my first one of these, age 18. I think I'm the youngest one to do one. Quite proud of it as well, really. This is finished now. No crack detect it. Then it'll get ultrasonic tested. This is just like a baby scan, really. Put jelly on it, put a probe over it, just to make sure there's no muck or defects in the metal. And then they'll x-ray it, just to further check it again, just to make sure. There's lives at risk, so it's got to be right.
Where there is a joint, there is usually a weakness. But in the case of the Astute, the metal used by the welders is actually stronger than the hull. This innovative work is done on site by a team of scientists and engineers.
In the mechanical test area, there are various pieces of equipment and techniques which allow us to characterise the way materials behave, such as tensile testing, which we use to pull the material apart, or impact testing. When two sections of the submarine are joined together, we will have specified the materials that have been joined together. We will have developed the process which joins the material together, and we will have assessed the suitability of the material that goes into joining the two pieces together.
Boat 2 is ready to be outfitted. The vessel will eventually contain over 1 million components, which includes 23,000 pipes and over 100 kilometres of electrical cabling.
Just going to go into the workshop now, go see Carl and see what the plan of action is for today.
With a maximum of 290 people allowed on board Boat 2 at any one time, the different teams need to work together. They will literally build her by hand.
The job that we're doing today is going to be in the captain's cabin, so it's quite a small compartment.
Fit in the PAM cabin to get our PAMs, personal air monitors.
They need them for if there's gases or there's gas leak, such as argon.
Argon's like really dangerous. They say like 2 lungfuls and it kills you straight away, so nasty. Before we go on board, the last thing we've got to do is swipe on with our passes. That's just so they've got they know how many people are on board, so that like if there's a fire, they know how many people will get off board and such things like that.
Erin is one of 500 apprentices and graduates working in the shipyard. Apprentice schemes all over Britain are now being reintroduced to stop the decline of traditional skills. And this is especially essential for the survival of Barrow.
This is the captain's cabin space.
This is a call signal station, so if the power goes down on the boat and you can't contact other areas, this will have a handset on it. It's just like a wind-up phone.
Apprentices always work with someone already qualified, known as a journeyman.
I basically get a step-by-step guide through how to do something until I've learned, until I'm confident I can do it myself, and then I do them on my own. But I've never done one of these before, so Carl will tell me what to do. These cables are going to be run into the tops of the terminals, which are connected to the bottoms of the terminals, and all these colours go up the side, and then they're all connected in there. And we've got blue and black, red and black, and there's 3 white and black ones.
And we'll be able to work out on the drawing which one goes where.
So just them ones?
Yeah.